Joe Rizzo here with the coach, Jeremy Jacobus, after the Rockets 19U and 16U both fall to the Tri-City Eagles. Again, it's kind of a theme that you would have liked to have stopped today, but didn't work out quite that way. We're just off the 19U's game, a 7-2 loss, and these games had been very tight between these two teams the first two times they played. One was a 2-1 game. The other was technically a 4-1 final, but it was 2-1 right till the last moments. And, you know, there was a late goal and then an empty net goal. This game was 1-1 after one and 2-2 early in the second. And then the Eagles just pile on 5.
Yeah, and I think I'll add another game to that. We skated to a 2-1 score with that game at the 19 level 2 times, plus a 4-1 at the tournament? Is that
Maybe.
Yeah, so we've had 2 one-goal games with that team, and I really thought that this was the day that we were going to be on the other side of that one-goal game. But you know, right off the bat, those are good teams. Every time we play them, they bring their best, and it's a battle for sure. And today we were on the losing side of both levels. But in the U16 game, I felt like the first period that we played was a good period for us. We played hard. We were getting in the way of shots and doing the things that we wanted to do. But we started to ease up off the gas pedal in the second period, and third period was the same thing, and we kind of let the wheels get off the bus on that game there. As far as the 19 game, I felt like we didn't start with the fire that we have in the last 3 to 4 weeks. I feel like the game that we were bringing in the last 3 to 4 weeks was consistent. It was good, and the things that we were doing were hard and purposeful. Today, not so much. I felt like we started a little flat, but got through the first period pretty good. Evening up the game in the second period was good for us. But there was a point there in the second period where we got on our heels and we weren't aggressive anymore, and it definitely showed on the scoreboard.
So you had something interesting in this game. It's the first time that I remember where you had 2 goalies dressed at 19. It's happened at 16. And there was a point in the game where Ari Ellis was shaken up. She didn't leave the game after that, but then you did make the switch. Was the goalie switch planned, or was it something that just sort of happened? In other words, is Ari Ellis okay, I think is what we all want to know.
You know, I think Ari Ellis is okay, but at the moment that happened, the coaches were concerned, and I had put 2 coaches eyes only on Ari Ellis for the next few minutes to make sure, because sometimes a player wants to stay in the game and finish what they started, which I totally understand. But what's right for the team is that we have somebody in there that can perform at the level we need. So I think after a few minutes there, we kind of figured that something wasn't quite right. And yeah, to have 2 goalies, especially the 2 goalies that we have on the U19 team, is a really good problem to have, right? Because we have 2 really good goalies. U16 team too. Those goalies are coming up and they're working hard, and that's a good problem to have 2 goalies that you can go to. So, and as far back as I can remember, I've had 1 goalie. So to have these 2 and have options that way feels really good.
Now, we saw something interesting in the 16s game, and I, for one, was glad to see it. The final number in terms of the score was just going to be the final detail. We knew what was going to happen in the game. It became pretty evident at one point.
Mm-hmm.
They played a very sporting game. They didn't keep the pressure on in terms of putting pucks in the back of the net. They kept the pressure on in terms of
In the zone.
possession and things like that. They took, a purposeful few penalties, right? So they would play 4-on-5, and they played a very sporting kind of game. And I talked to Coach Paul before, and I said, I felt like it gave your girls a chance to improve. And he said, you know what? I just said to somebody the same thing. We've seen even in this season where that doesn't happen in some organizations. So, a little credit maybe to the opponent here. It's a well-run organization. Their girls were sporting. Their coaches were sporting. Gave your girls a little chance to learn at the 16 level. What are you looking for a little bit from them in terms of taking a game like this where the score doesn't go your way? How can they learn from a game like that?
Well, in just all the stuff you laid out, if the other team is being good sportsmen about it and playing like that. We're going to have 4 or 5 passes before we can take a shot and do things a little differently and regroup. That's a sporting thing to do for sure, and it was well acknowledged at the start of the U19 game. Coach came out and we were talking about it. I've seen other organizations fail at that many times, and it doesn't do anybody any good. But I think that what the girls take away from that is, I think that when the game is going on, they may not even truly know that that's what the other girls are being instructed to do. So it gives them the opportunity to play a little different and to kind of keep with the scheme that we wanted to start with. So seeing that team finish hard, and again, if we're going to talk about the 16s and tear that game apart, I just feel like only half of our girls were going as hard as they could in that game, and the other half were not, and that's why we weren't as competitive as we should have been. But yeah, to give the girls an opportunity to not continuously get punched in the face, it's a good thing. I mean, this is hockey, and we like to keep the foot on the gas pedal as much as possible, but when you're in a game like that, that kind of helps everybody.
Great. Well, you had some different girls playing different roles and different situations that you haven't had before, so that part's good. But now back to the 19U level, we talked about the goalies, where you figured out a way to integrate 2 goalies into the game, and first of all, just having them dressed, and then you integrated another new player into the lineup today as well. We
did, and you know what? Numbers have been tough for the U19 team, so we're welcoming some new girls that came after they finished their short season, but getting an additional skater, an additional goalie only helps us, and hopefully we get one more player, I think, and that could round out another line for us, which would be good.
Okay. He's not wearing a Halloween costume, but he's in the Halloween spirit. Enjoy your trick-or-treating if you get a chance. I don't think you will, but enjoy all the leftover candy that's probably there from you not being there for trick-or-treaters. We'll try to escape some of this rain that's coming over. You notice how the hockey guys, it's raining, we're not even moving.
We've had plenty of that rain stuff lately, but I got to tell you, our room over here at the girls' lounge inside the Rock Ice here looks fantastic, even just with the Halloween-colored snacks and stuff like that, and everybody's in good spirits and brought some costumes too. So, yeah, you have a happy Halloween as well, and make sure you get home safe today.
And we opted for being outside because we didn't want to disrupt everything that was going on in the lounge. Last time we did it from the lounge. We'll see if we could do it from there in the future. If it's snowing, if it's bad out, whatever, we'll do it. We'll do it from in there. Today, we get one outside. Not the results that the Rockets were looking for in a couple of levels, but now you get into the meat of the schedule. You start playing, pretty much 2 games a weekend, and we'll be here with you. Maybe, I don't know if we'll do it after every game. Maybe we'll start doing it just for the weekend or not.
Right. But I just want to say, too, as the schedule ramps up a little bit, I think it's going to be good for both of our teams because our teams are all on a incline upward right now. And to get some more opportunity to play some more games, that's going to be great for us. Because up until now, some of us have been playing 1 game a weekend. And that's not enough.
Okay, that's the coach, Jeremy Jacobus. I'm Joe Rizzo. Hit that subscribe button and the alerts button, and you'll know every time that we're uploading something to do with the New Jersey Rockets girls hockey team from Dunellen, New Jersey. Happy Halloween.